Imagine an empire so vast that the sun never set on it. From the rainforests of India to the frozen frontiers of Canada, from the deserts of Africa to the shores of Australia, one flag ruled them all, the Union Jack. But how did a small island in northern Europe come to control a quarter of the world's population? And what led to its rise and fall? This is the epic story of the British Empire. It all began in the late 1500s. At that time, Spain and Portugal dominated global trade. England was a minor power, but that was about to change. Under Queen Elizabeth I, England began funding explorers and even pirates like Francis Drake. Drake became a national hero after raiding Spanish ships and sailing around the world. Then came the creation of powerful trading companies, most notably the East India Company. It wasn't a government or an army, it was a business. But it would soon hold more power than many nations. In 1757, at the Battle of Plassey, 3,000 British soldiers led by Robert Clive defeated an Indian army of over 50,000. Through bribery and betrayal, the British began taking over India, piece by piece. By the 1800s, the British Empire expanded across Africa, the Caribbean, Southeast Asia, and Oceania. After defeating Napoleon in 1815, Britain emerged as the world's dominant superpower. Under Queen Victoria, the empire reached its height. In 1877, she was crowned Empress of India. London became the center of global finance, and the Royal Navy controlled the seas. Tea from India, diamonds from South Africa, spices from the Caribbean, all flowed to Britain. But behind the wealth and glory was a darker reality. The British Empire was built on exploitation, forced labor, and repression. Millions died in famines across India, while food was exported to Britain. Rebellions were crushed brutally. Cultures were suppressed. Lands were stolen. In 1857, Indian soldiers rose up in what is known as the First War of Independence. The uprising was crushed, but it marked the beginning of resistance across the empire. As the 20th century began, the empire started to crack. 2 world wars drained Britain's power. After years of non-violent resistance led by Mahatma Gandhi, India gained independence in 1947. Other nations soon followed, in Africa, the Caribbean, the Middle East, and Asia. By the 1960s, the once mighty British Empire had collapsed. But its legacy still lives on. Over 2 billion people today live in countries that were once part of the empire. English is now the global language. British legal, political, and educational systems still shape the world. But so do the scars, from borders drawn without care to cultures erased and histories rewritten. The British Empire was one of the most powerful forces in history. It brought both progress and pain, connection and conquest. So when you hear the phrase, "the empire where the sun never sets," remember, the light came at a cost. Every empire rises, and every empire falls. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to History Pulse for more untold stories from the past. History isn't just what happened, it's what shaped us.